Have you ever felt like you were at your breaking point? Like there was nothing more you could give? No more energy, no more focus, no more strength left inside you. If you've ever felt that way, you are not alone. But what if I told you that what you think is your limit is just the beginning? Most people don't realize this, but we rarely operate anywhere close to our true capacity. Our minds, not our bodies, often set the boundaries of what we can achieve, and those boundaries, they're almost always an illusion. You are stronger than you think. That's not just a feel-good phrase. It's a truth backed by science, history, and countless personal stories of ordinary people who have done extraordinary things simply because they refuse to accept their limits. So today, let's talk about what it really means to push through, to go further, and to discover the power that's already within you. Because whether you're facing a physical challenge, a mental barrier, or an emotional mountain, you have what it takes to overcome it. The first thing we need to understand is this: our perception of our limits is rarely accurate. When we feel tired, most of the time it's not our body that's quitting. It's our brain trying to protect us. It wants to keep us safe, away from discomfort and within the zone of predictability. That's where it feels in control. But comfort is not where growth happens. Growth happens just beyond what feels easy. And to get there, we need to stretch. We need to struggle, and yes, sometimes we need to suffer a little. Not in a dangerous or unhealthy way, but in the way that builds resilience, grit, and inner strength. Think about your muscles. When you lift weights, what actually causes your muscles to grow isn't the act of lifting itself. It's the tiny tears that happen when your muscle is pushed beyond what it's used to in recovery. Those fibers rebuild stronger. That process is called adaptation, and it's exactly how human beings grow. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. So when life challenges you, when the workout burns, when the business idea fails, when the rejection stings, or when the goal feels too far away, know this: you are in the process of adapting. You are not being defeated. You are being forged. The moment you say, "I can't do this," is often the exact moment you should keep going. Why? Because it's not your true limit. It's your perceived limit. And if you push just a little further, just a little harder, you'll find something remarkable. You can do more. In fact, you already are. Think about real-life examples, the stories we hear about people lifting cars to save someone, running ultra-marathons through deserts, or surviving weeks alone in the wilderness. Are those people superheroes? No, they're human beings, just like you and me. The difference is, in those moments, they tapped into something most of us rarely access: their deeper strength. You see, your body and mind have reserves you haven't even touched yet. Scientists call this the residual capacity. Athletes call it the second wind. Soldiers call it pushing through the wall. Whatever name you give it, the fact remains: when you think you're done, you're usually only 40% of the way there. That means 60% of your potential is still untapped. Now, how do we access that? How do we push past what feels impossible? It starts with belief. Not in some vague motivational sense, but a real, grounded belief that you have more to give. Because if you don't believe it, you won't try. And if you don't try, you'll never know. Belief is the door. Effort is the key. The next step is action. Deliberate, consistent, and focused action. You don't have to conquer the mountain all at once. You just have to take the next step. One more repetition, one more page, one more attempt. Momentum is powerful, and often the hardest part isn't finishing, it's starting. Once you move, even a little, Your mind begins to shift. You begin to remember that you are capable. It's also important to reframe failure. Most of us avoid pushing our limits because we're afraid to fail. We think failure is a reflection of our worth, our intelligence, our ability. But failure is none of those things. It's feedback. It's a signal that you're trying, stretching, evolving, and if you pay attention, failure becomes your greatest teacher. Every time you fall short and choose to get back up, you build something that no one can take away from you. Character. Pushing through your limits also means mastering your inner dialogue. That voice in your head that says, "You can't do this. You're too tired. You've never done this before." It's loud, isn't it? But you don't have to obey it. In fact, you can challenge it. Talk back. Say, "Maybe I haven't done it yet, but I will." Say, "This is hard, but I'm not done." Say, "I've come this far. I'm not turning back now." Your self-talk is one of the most powerful tools you have. If you feed it positivity, possibility, and persistence, your entire experience changes. You go from seeing challenges as threats to viewing them as opportunities. You shift from doubt to determination. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your strength, especially when you forget it. Friends, mentors, family, community. They're part of your fuel. Find people who are also pushing limits, who are on their own growth journey. Let their courage inspire yours. Let their resilience remind you that you're not the only one fighting through hard things, that you're not weak for struggling. You're human. And you're getting stronger every step of the way. Another essential part of pushing your limits is learning to manage discomfort. Most people quit not because the goal is unreachable, but because the process is uncomfortable. Discomfort feels fun. It's itchy. It's awkward. It's exhausting. But discomfort is the price of growth. The sooner you make peace with that, the more unstoppable you become. Think about it. Every breakthrough in your life, every major win, was preceded by a moment of challenge. A moment when you could have quit but didn't. That's not a coincidence. That's the pattern. Discomfort comes before the breakthrough. Always. So the next time you feel the strain, the mental fog, the sore muscles, the frustration, the fear, smile. Because that's the sign you're on the right path. That's the resistance that proves you're doing something worth doing. And when you need a push, look to your purpose. Purpose is the rocket fuel that gets you through the hard days. When your motivation fades, and it will, your purpose keeps you grounded. Why did you start this journey? Who are you doing it for? What will it mean when you reach that next level? Hold on to that. Tattoo it on your mind. When your legs are tired, let your heart carry you. And one more thing. Celebrate your progress. Even the small wins. Especially the small wins. Every day you show up, every time you choose effort over excuse, every moment you say yes to the hard path, you are becoming a better version of yourself. You may not see it immediately, but over time, it adds up. That's how transformation happens, slowly, silently. Then all at once. You are not weak because it hurts. You're not broken because you feel fear. And you're not behind because it's taking time. You are becoming, and becoming is messy. But it's also powerful. It's sacred. It's worth it. So wherever you are today, at the gym, in your office, on your personal journey, remember this: your greatest breakthroughs lie just beyond your greatest resistance. And that voice in your head that says, "You can't," it's about to be proven wrong. You're stronger than you think. You've always been. You just haven't gone far enough to see it yet. So go. Take one more step. Give one more try. And then another. Let the world see what happens when you stop settling for your perceived limits and start living from your real potential. Because the truth is, you were never meant to live a small life. You were meant to rise.